Hey everybody, welcome back to
Another episode.
So this is going to be 54.
Yes.
Turn my hat on backwards.
Yeah, I just got notifications about us being for over a year.
Yes, we've been over a year for a while now.
I know, but I got like when we have like
memories
our
on Facebook.
first all the memories on Facebook. Like it was a year ago today for this and for that. I'm like, oh wow, it has been a year. Wow.
Yeah, we had our year like in May.
Yeah.
But that was when it was like, we started out in a basement. We're still in a basement.
Yeah, but how different the arrangement has changed.
The aesthetics.
When we went from being like a newscast table,
yes,
to being like this.
Yeah,
that's
definitely a big change.
Even though the first setup was pretty cool. I did like the first setup.
Yeah, but I like we see each other and we're able to talk versus we're talking and it's just like, hey.
Yeah, I know. But it was the way that original setup was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would have been cool if we were doing like a live thing.
Yes.
That would have been cool. Anyway, what are we drinking this time?
Today, we are doing Off Color Brewing Beer for Beaches. Beer for Beaches. It is a summer ale with peach, cranberry, pineapple, and lemon juices added.
It's a lot of
6% alcohol by volume, and it's made with malts of Pils, flaked oat dextrin, nugget, and cascade hops. And the secret ingredients: peach, cranberry, pineapple, and lemon juices. I don't know why it's a secret ingredient when it already has it on there, but I don't get it. But a little bit about the brewery.
Dude, that was top secret information. You just divulged.
Well, it said it on there. So, like I said, Off Color Brewing is in Chicago. And a little bit about them. It says, at some point, John and Dave were born. They did other stuff for a while. And then they figured out that they were better making beer than at other stuff. So that's what they do now.
Dude,
They met well, both studied at the oldest and most respected brewing school of the two, and by the brewers that went to the one in the U.S., the Sybil Institute, in 2008, and the brewery was envisioned while they both interned at Metropolitan Brewing afterwards. Most of Off Color's business plan is based off of Doug and Tracy at Metro, knowing that they're doing so you should go buy some of their beer too. After cutting their teeth at larger breweries, the two somehow convinced enough otherwise very smart people to invest enough money for them to buy some big shiny things to make their own beer in. So that's what they do now.
Okay. So
that is the craziest explanation of about us.
So just a little highlight there.
Wow, dude, that is...
The best part was like, they were born. They did some stuff. That sounds like the Bible. Jesus was born.
But like, all right.
He did all this till he was 12. Then he's 32.
So if you look at the can,
yeah,
like it's clearly like a drawn picture of a beer, beer for beaches.
Yeah, my refrigerator.
If you go to their website, they show all their beers. It's all hand drawn. Like,
I haven't looked at the can very well,
dude. It's really cool. But
it's very like sketchy.
Yeah,
like sketches.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like here, go to it's offcolorbrewing.com.
Okay.
And go and just look at their like array of beers, like beer for ball games, beer for beaches. There was another one that was called like beer for golf.
What's the name again?
Offcolorbrewing.com.
Off Color Brewing.
Like all of their labels for their beers are all like hand drawn. It looks
I should have just gone to their Insta.
Here, just go to beer, and then it'll just come up, or go to current.
It is not coming up. Oh, there we go. It's low audio.
So like, if you just see like Apex Predator, April Rain, like all these little like hand drawn
beer for ball games.
Mm-hmm.
Beer for beaches. That's what we're drinking today.
Beer for golf.
Ooh, beer for lounging.
Oh, there's a beer. Do they go down? Do they have the beer for pizza? Oh, they have beer for taco. Yeah, crispy beer for pizza. Like, dude, it's so like I love their art.
And I like this one, Cat Fiend. I like the drawing. It looks pretty.
Yeah.
Like tattooy.
Like I like how they're all really simple,
Yeah.
but like fun at the same time.
They have a lot of mouses.
Well, that's the thing is their thing is a mouse.
Oh, that's like their mascot kind
Yeah.
of deal. Yuzu Fierce.
Yuzu Fierce. That one sounds like that would be pretty good.
Strawberry beer for tacos. Okay, sure. I'll bite.
Huh.
This one looks pretty cool. Beer for fantasy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy drawing. That looks like the cover of the My Chemical Romance Black's Parade kind of.
So
That's what you want in a beer.
So this one is 6% alcohol.
Ooh, I taste it a little bit because it's splashed on me. It
smells good.
Yeah. It's citrusy.
Well, yeah, you get
Lime, berries,
peach,
and
cranberry, pineapple, and lemon juice in there. It better be a little
shit. Citrusy.
effervescent. But I love
Don't
their
make up words, dude.
I love their logos or each one of their drawings for their beers. I think it's pretty cool.
Sorry, I didn't want to spill. It's good. I'll give them that. They got the flavor. I can taste the cranberries and peach. The peaches for the beaches.
Like here, the what was the one that I wanted to get? There's another one that was so the beer for golf. I was looking at that one at first because it's made with like an Arnold Palmer with tea and lemonade in it. Yeah, secret ingredients: Meyer lemon juice, coriander, lemon peel, and black tea. So that's why I was like, "Ooh, that sounds good too." But then I saw this one. I'm like, beer for beaches. It's still the summertime.
Yeah.
I'm like, this sounds good. And then when I saw all the fruits that were in, I'm like, oh, dude, this might taste really good.
It does.
All right, so let's try this one. I love the color too.
It's hazy. Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
This is good.
Yes.
It's very, very flavorful.
This is definitely a summertime beer.
Yes.
You got all the juices come through.
Yes.
Ooh, and at the end, you really taste like. I really taste the cranberry at the end.
Yeah. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to get the smell, but.
It's like a lemon cranberry at the end.
Yeah.
So it's like tart and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pineapple juice. I don't really taste the pineapple juice too much. But I feel like that's really good.
So, 6%.
Mm-hmm.
That's drink enough and you'll get fucked up beer.
Dude, this is one that's like a 4-pack is not enough.
To get you fucked up?
No, but I'm talking about the drink.
Oh, no. Well, depends. Are you drinking it by yourself or are you sharing?
Oh, I think I could do 3 of these.
Yeah, probably.
Like if we didn't have the other stuff earlier in the day,
Yeah.
I could knock down 3 of these.
That's 3 pints. You put back a whole lot more when we go out to the bars.
Well, I know, but those are 4%.
Yeah.
So you add 2.
Yeah, let's do a little math here.
So you got a 4, 8, 12, like 4, 8, like so 3 of these would be 6, 12, 18%.
So it'd be 3. The 3 of these would get you at a 12, right? No, an 18%.
Yeah.
Within the hour. And you would need to drink 4, maybe 5.
I would need to drink a 6-pack of the ultras.
Yeah, to get you there.
So a 6-pack of those or a 3 of these?
Within the hour.
If I was home, I would be all about just drinking this.
And you can tell it's kind of got that reddish color a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, dude, you can really see the juice, like how it looks like juice.
It's infused?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I would only be able to drink this at home because this would probably be like a $10 beer at a bar.
Yeah. See all the juices flowing.
Oh, dude, I'm like...
All right, so let's get onto the... what are we talking about today?
Well, first of all, I still have to say this is a really good beer. So, I am going to buy this personally.
Let's take a minute.
And I'm going to try some of the other ones, I think.
Beer's good.
Yes, it is definitely... I would say what? I'd go 7.9.
I don't know, Portnoy, you tell me.
Yeah, I'd say a 7.9.
It's definitely flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
Citrusy, obviously.
Yep. Drinkability.
I would give it a 7.2. 7.2 is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not something I would. I mean, I could drink it, and if I was hot and like cooking out or more, I'll drink one or two maybe. I don't think I'd go out of my way. Like if I saw it and I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something I'd be like going out to buy every weekend though.
Oh no, not every weekend. No, I feel like this is one where it's like you're going to a gathering.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna bring something.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like a little bit different and kind of be like, hey, you want to try this?
Yeah.
You know, it won't be like you can have. You guys could share that one.
You guys can share that one. The other three are mine.
Exactly. And I'd just be like, I'll be over here just
drinking my citrusy beer for beaches.
Yep. And then just sit there and just do this.
Well, to counter
Just
what
savor
you were
it.
saying earlier, it's not a beer for bitches.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of flow that it comes when you say beer for beaches.
Yeah.
I feel I say beer for bitches.
Yeah.
But anyway, back on track for today's topic.
What are our topics for the day?
Well, we're gonna start out with that
Current events.
that Secret Service debacle with
Let's
former-
talk about the whole scenario.
well the debacle of the Secret Service when it comes to protecting a former president who is on campaign to become president.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will dive into the other debacle that is our current president, who can't get titles of other people right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was going to touch on that.
And then we'll end on a...
Hey, look at it this way. If he's not president, he'll be vice president.
Exactly. And we'll end on a comedic note. We won't really get into that until the end.
Yes. That's a little... It's not really a surprise, but you'll be like, oh, that's what they were talking about.
But just the end the night right.
So it's going to be a political episode.
Except for the end. The ending is more of a...
Haha.
more of an annoyance to me.
Well,
And I'll get into why I'm annoyed
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
But like we'll get to that part.
Yeah, okay.
But
fair enough.
so yeah, we'll start off with the rally or the campaign trail of former President Trump, who's on campaign to be president now, in Pennsylvania. If you want to kind of give a little bit of backstory about that place.
So what was it? 3-4 days ago? What date was the rally?
No, it was more than that. It was Saturday.
Okay, so close to
almost
a
a week ago.
Yeah, basically a week ago. There was an attempt on former President Trump.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what's going on here with the Secret Service, and there was a whole thing with the counter shooter, the actual. There we go. Move it. Yeah, so the whole event went down basically like this. Trump's having his rally. Then you just hear gunshots go off. He had his head in a kind of tilted way as he does because he looks around at his crowd. And you hear the gunshots. He grabs his ear. Secret Service jump on him, cover him, exit him out. Make America great again. And that's the short version of it.
Yeah.
So diving deep into that, there was the whole Secret Service debacle where, do you want to get into that?
Well, in the beginning, like this dude was pacing around in the area where the building where he went on the roof. There's video of him walking around back and forth, back and forth.
There
Clearly,
was a video of him too.
well, that's another part.
Yeah.
But and before it even happened, he's walking around just pacing back and forth, looking clearly out of the norm of what's going on.
Yeah.
And Secret Service agents are supposed to be able to spot those kind of things. That's what they get trained to do.
Right.
It's part of the dignitary protection. One of the agents that were not wearing suits that look like they're protecting the president, because there are Secret Service agents in the crowd.
Yeah.
There's always going to be Secret Service agents in the crowd too,
Embedded.
dressed like regular people.
Yeah.
There's no reason why any of them weren't notified to him to either, to kind of be like, hey, we need to check this guy out and go and get him.
Yeah.
And then there's a video of him laying on the roof with the fucking rifle pointed in that direction. And there's people like, hey, there's a guy up there with a gun. Why isn't anybody doing anything about that?
Right.
And then there's the counter sniper had him in his sights, and he was being told to wait. Like, I don't know about you, but as if I was in charge of a federal agency that's in charge of protecting dignitaries, former presidents, current vice presidents, former vice presidents, if there's any form of a threat on their lives, you eliminate that threat as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Like, he shouldn't even have been allowed to get a shot off. He should have been dead. Like, if there's a guy laying there with a gun, prone, and the barrel of that firearm is pointed in the direction of the former president, current president, person running for president, because most of them get protection too, that person should have been eliminated before that even took place.
Exactly.
And not to mention, as soon as the shots were fired, the delay response of the Secret Service agents that were on that stage was also wrong, because they dove on him, but there was how many shots before they actually got to him? There was at least probably like 5 or 6, I think, before they got to him. And then they laid on him, and 2 Secret Service agents couldn't put their guns back in their holsters because they were that shaken up about it. And the fact that they didn't rush him out right away, he went back and got his shoes. And for him to do this, like, it is completely against protocol. Like, you grab him and you drag him away and you get him to safety because that's your job.
Thomas Crooks.
Was that the counter sniper?
No, that's the Thomas Matthew Crooks. That's the sniper. The one that took the shot.
Oh, okay.
That was eliminated.
Yeah, I didn't look at who the person was. So, but yeah, looking at his ear, because there's a picture of his face with the ear that I'm looking at. It was definitely a small caliber.
That's him younger, I guess.
Yeah. Doesn't look that much younger.
No, there was a video of him outraging. So here we go. What weapons did he have?
AR style rifle. Okay, you can have a 22 with an AR style rifle. Because just looking at his ear, it doesn't look like he was shot with a very high caliber round.
Right.
Because I mean, if he was shot with a 223, I feel like he would have taken off more. It looks like to me it was
like it grazed him.
Yeah, it looks more like it was a 22 long rifle. I could be wrong, but just by looking at it, it looks that way.
Yeah.
But like the fact that his head is exposed, and like it's, I don't know. And the two Secret Service agents who happen to be female couldn't put their guns back in their holsters.
Yeah, that was
pretty fucked up.
I'm trying to get the name of the guy that took out the sniper.
And for them to tell him to wait,
yeah,
that's also wrong too.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, because I don't know if it's all media coverage right now, but I don't know if it's confirmed or not. I think they said it was confirmed, but I can't guarantee it was that the dude was fired for insubordination, not following orders. They didn't want him to counter, even though he was like, "I have him in my sights" and whatnot, which is pretty nuts, dude.
Oh yeah, and if that's radio traffic, that's recorded.
Yeah. So,
and if they could play that back and be like, "Oh, you told him to stop."
Well, that's the thing. It's like, who told him to stop?
Yeah.
And how far up the chain does that go? To the point where it's like, once, because I mean, at this point, it's inevitable. Trump's gonna win.
I mean,
the way it's looking, anyway. Heads are gonna roll, dude. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely going to be a change in management.
Well, I think that there was going to be a change in management anyway.
From the weekend at Bernie's?
Yes, because this administration, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, you need to be able to say that shit is not right.
Oh, yeah, dude, the economy's in the fucking gutter.
I'm sorry. Not only is the economy in the gutter, just everything just doesn't, everything's fucked up.
Yeah, we're on the brink of war with Russia
And
again.
we're on the brink of war with ourselves, dude.
No, we're already at war with ourselves.
You
Like
know.
you got the left and the right going at fucking each other's throats. I'm talking about actual end of the world
No,
shit.
if Trump gets elected, I don't think it would happen.
Oh, I agree. I don't think it would happen. I'm saying if fucking Scatterbrain gets elected
Yeah.
again, reelected.
Well, it's because we showed our weakness. Okay, we have that running us, and it's just in the clowns that he has with him.
Well,
It's a joke, man.
I don't think it's the clowns that are with him. I think the clowns are puppeteering him.
Well, the clowns that are in his cabinet,
Yeah.
and his vice president, which is a bigger clown.
Mm.
Like you have a bunch of clowns who don't know what the hell they're doing. Like there's been interviews of there's been congressional hearings with people in his cabinet who have no experience in the things that they're part of.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how did we allow this to happen?
My son's not a sucker. You're a sucker.
It's just
Did
one of the
did you see the debate?
Dude, that was the worst thing I ever seen. It was two grumpy old men fucking badgering with each other.
Fucking getting into the golf thing. I
was my handicap's bigger than yours. I'll do this. I'll see you on the golf course.
You know how Trump would have just he should have just been like, we're not here to talk about golf, dude.
No, but he was.
He insulted his golf.
The one thing I think that he was doing, and it showed. It made it easier to see, was how incompetent Biden is.
Oh, when he said like we beat Medicare.
Yeah.
That whole thing. And he's like, then when they asked Trump, like, what do you think about what he said? He's like, I don't even think he knows what he said. I was like, damn.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He was egging him on to show how he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. And I don't know how many of the snowflakes need to wake up and melt into real people now to realize that this is not where we should be.
It's one of those you could lead a horse to water situations.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it because I know a lot of people, but sometimes it's got to be survival of the fittest, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let nature take its course and eliminate the weak. It sucks to say that because I know plenty of people that would not be able to fend for themselves.
No.
But you see it now, and it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen like Dana White talking about it. He's like, there's very few savages out there. Like not even millennials. They're just like Gen Zers that are still savages. Like like how we grew up with Gen X teachings, and there's Gen Zers that grew up with millennial kind of handed down teachings that we got from Gen X and whatnot. And they're just like, there's very few of those. He's like, those guys are gonna run over the flakes, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna stomp them into and the dude. And Dana White says, he's like, dude, fucking crush them.
Yeah.
Because it's the way it's gotta be, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the law of the jungle, man. You know.
Yep.
You gotta weed out the bad.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I kind of diverged into something different, but
it's all along the lines of like a lot of people can see that the plan that that Big Brother had to get rid of this and put their puppet in place clearly was not the best decision.
Oh no!
And everybody's like, wow, we really fucked up. Like, man, we probably should have really thought about this a little bit better than putting that in place.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I have a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old who are like, this guy's dumb. Like, how is, like, they shouldn't even know really anything about politics. And they're looking at him like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Like, they watched the debate with me and were like, what did he just say? I'm like, I don't know. He's been mumbling for like 6 minutes.
I'm not a sucker. My son's not a sucker.
You're the sucker. And then he's like, and I'll beat you. Like, it's like, what?
And my golf game's better than yours.
Yeah. It's just, it's so asinine that, like, after watching that, I wanted to call every liberal person I knew and be like, what were you thinking? I need to know right now. What made you vote for this guy?
Well, okay. So here's the other side of that coin. There's a lot of those people that voted and are like, yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah, but I want to know, what were you thinking about? Because did you really think that a guy who's been in government for 60 years knew what the fuck he was going to do now?
Well, it's not just that. Maybe they're like, I don't agree with this dude's politics. We need to, because I think.
But why would you change with something that's always been there?
Well,
you didn't make a change. You didn't change anything because Biden has always been there.
Right.
You know, there was only the period of time that Biden wasn't there was when Trump was president.
But here's the thing.
That's the only time he
Obama
was never there.
always operated under this facade, right? That everybody thought he was great and blah, 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 and then he did a lot of shady shit, right? And who was his vice president the whole time?
Biden.
Right. So when people were like, oh, Trump's in. Oh, we want to go back to the way it was with Obama. Oh, Biden was his vice president. Let's vote him in.
Yeah.
That's what I think a lot of those people that voted were like, oh, let's go back to the way it was. And they realized they're like, oh, wait, this dude's not Obama.
And the way it was sucked before.
Right, but that's because a lot of people don't know how to read between the lines. Like, I personally noticed when Trump came in, the economy improved. Now, I don't agree with a lot of his politics because you know why. We've discussed this at length.
But you're misinterpreting a lot of things.
Right.
Which I was starting to explain to you.
Right. And that may be the case.
And does that make more sense based on what I was talking about?
Here's the thing. Trump tells it like it is with no bullshit.
Exactly.
And he's like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's racist and blah, blah. It's like, no, he's telling you like an actual fact. I'm just going along with this. But me being Mexican, and I could probably speak for a lot of Mexicans, probably the majority, when I say like, we feel offended that you fucking lump us in with the rapists and all these other dudes that you say came in. Because I've been here since I was practically born, and I'm not a rapist, I'm not a murderer, I'm not a fucking...
But you're taking it the wrong way.
Right. He's talking about a few rotten apples, but he's generalizing.
But the thing is that when you campaign, when you're doing a political campaign, you have to exaggerate the problem,
right,
to show what's going on. So to say, here, would you rather hear me say, not me,
just to agree with you,
no,
how many more, like, did Obama deport more people than Trump?
Yes,
right. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you.
And he put more people in camps and everything else. But I meant along the lines of when he's campaigning about border security. Okay, because other countries have stronger border security than we do.
Right.
And what he has to point out is the higher part of the negative. So in order to say, hey, we need to do this because of this,
he needs to exaggerate it.
He has to exaggerate it to make a point where it's like, look, he doesn't care about
it's like the fable of the truth and the lie.
No, but I'm talking about, like, he doesn't care about the mom and dad who came here 25 years ago and are working their asses off to do this, that, and the other. He doesn't care about that. Most of the politicians who talk about border security do not care about the normal, regular people who happen to come over here illegally, who are doing it to better themselves.
Right.
They need to exaggerate the negative part of it to make it more appealing, to be like, look, we need to have bigger security because this is what comes here.
So here's what I'm getting at. It's like the fable of the truth and the lie. Where the lie asks, why to the lie, the truth asks the lie, why does everybody love you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, because I'm sweet talking them, you know? And why does everybody hate the truth? Because it's blunt. Mm-hmm. It's fucking direct. Yeah. So to put it into perspective, Obama's the lie, Trump is the truth. Right? Just to get perspective on the fable. Trump tells you like it is. Does he exaggerate? Does he fucking generalize a little bit? Yeah. And honestly, when he came into term the first time, I was fucking like, dude, don't let me in with those fucking guys. I'm not a fucking cholo. But he's telling you like it is. And then you got Obama, who was like, oh, no, yeah, you know, we're going to do this and we're going to do it right. Well, lying through his teeth. And then what did he did worse shit.
Yeah, he sent way more people back home.
He did worse shit. But what did he do? He fucking made it look pretty. Mm-hmm. Versus this dude who, it's like, I'm giving you a present. Do you want it like nicely wrapped or like here's a box with fucking newspaper wrapping?
Well, and kind of deal. The thing that got me is that he started doing what a president should be doing, treating the country like a business.
Yeah. Oh, that I agree
And
with.
looking at like, all right, we're hemorrhaging money, sending our money everywhere, and barely getting anything in return.
Yeah.
We need to change this. So that's when he was like, look, all the automobile companies, all the tech companies, I'll give you tax incentives to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? They closed down that plant, the Toyota factory in Mexico, the Ford plant in Mexico. They closed a whole bunch of shit overseas, and everything came back here because they're like, well, fuck it, we could come back here? All right, cool.
Of what was the video with was it auto mechanics with Biden? It was like, I don't work for you. And it's like, yeah, you do, bitch. You're a fucking public servant.
Yeah. That was in Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
But it was just looking at like if you're running this country, the country should be able to do this. We make the things and we give it to other people, and we get money by sending our shit elsewhere.
China's so powerful.
We shouldn't be saying we need to get everything here cheaper, because now you have less people working, you have less going on.
Yeah, outsourcing.
Yeah. But if you're making the materials and you're selling it and you're exporting it instead of importing, that's where the world powers are.
Yeah.
The world powers export. They don't import.
That's why you got Temu, Shein.
Yeah.
What's it? AliExpress.
All that shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know, there was a reason why the British Empire was so successful for so long. Is because they controlled everything and they exported everything.
Yeah.
They didn't import, they exported.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what he did. He looked at it as, hey, this is a business. I need to get rid of a lot of this shit that is our problem.
And then
Biden comes in and fucking reverses it all, and that's why we're in the situation we're in.
And then you know what happened in that lapse of time in Mexico? Kia company. Tesla is in Mexico right now. And they're like, oh, we're here because they got mines and they got lithium for their bet. No. They opened the door because they're like, you know, we want to ruin the economy here.
Well, I feel like there's a big disconnect in the governments in North America. The Mexican, United States, and Canadian governments. There's a big disconnect.
You're talking about the communist Trudeau?
Yeah. But I feel like there's
Do you
not.
think he's Fidel's son?
No, he's just a douche.
Have you seen the pictures? Right?
Trudeau?
Yeah, he looks just like a young Fidel Castro.
Really?
Yeah. You want me to look at? You want me to?
I never really looked at him.
Dude, all right, keep talking. I want to look at.
But I feel like there's a big disconnect from the three of us, and it needs to be addressed. And Trudeau needs to go because he's done nothing but destroy Canada.
What's his first name?
I don't know. Just put President of Canada.
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister, President, douchebag, whatever you want to call him.
Justin
Trudeau, that's right.
Oh, dude, you're gonna fucking flip. There he is. Hold on. There you go.
Oh yeah, dude.
You never saw that before?
No, actually, that top one right there, that one right there is really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they said his mom did go to like Cuba and shit for some stuff. There's history there, but that's not the topic right now. I just wanted to get you there.
Huh.
That's pretty wild, right?
That is. That's actually kind of scary.
And does it make sense that the dude's been in power for a while?
Yeah. And that he's a piece of garbage.
We're going to take over the world. First Canada.
We need to start with the Canadians and their maple syrup.
Well, you think about it, they had kind of the South a little bit with Cuba there, and now you got the North. They're going to do a pincer move on the.
Cuba's just happy being there now, dude.
Yeah, I haven't really heard anything about.
Especially since we can go there now.
Yeah, was it his son, Fidel Castro's son, or
I think it's his uncle is in charge, or his brother. Isn't it his brother?
It's a family member for sure.
Yeah, whoever it is, but they're still fucked up there, dude. Like I remember I
It's just
was
not as bad as it
well, no.
was.
So all right, crazy. I don't know why we're getting really off topic,
Yeah.
but I'll just say this: I had an interview at a gym for a district manager spot,
Mm.
and part of the interview process is the dude gave me a sheet, and he's like, "I want you to go and ask 10 members who are working out their names, their goals, and how long they've been a member here."
And their political stance.
No, just goals, blah 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, and I go and I ask a couple people, and one dude I met was from Georgia. He was a really nice guy, like the country Georgia, not the state.
Mm.
And he moved here, and he told me his whole life story, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Got his name info. Went to another dude. He told me some shit. Went to another guy. He's being a complete dick, and I was like, dude, like, I'm just trying to get. I'm going here. I'm here for an interview. Like, I need to get your name. And he's like, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to. I don't want to buy anything you're selling. I'm like, dude, I'm not selling anything. I just need to know your name, how long you've been here, and your goals. Nope, don't want to deal with you. I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck you. And I literally told the guy, fuck you, because he was just acting like a dick.
Yeah.
And I go around this other group, and it was just this dude and this girl were working out. And I think there were a couple. I'm like, hey guys, how you doing today? He's like, what do you want, bro? And I'm like, oh, hey man, I'm here for an interview, and part of the process is I need to talk to people and blah 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 blah. He's like, well, you got like a dress shirt on and stuff. He goes, I don't trust people in dress clothes. And
What?
I'm like, okay, well, you have a nice day, dude. I'll see you later. Then I go and talk to this one girl who's working out, and she was really nice. And she's like, oh yeah, I just got back from Cuba, and blah blah blah. She was telling me about her trip to Cuba, and I'm like, how was it there? She's like, it was beautiful, but also like depressing at the same time.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, where all the 50s style cars are? She's like, yeah, that was the cool part. She goes, we rented one, we drove all over the place. But I'm like, but what about like if you wanted to go get like something to eat or like go to like a coffee shop? She goes, yeah, it depended on the day because businesses would be closed because they didn't have water that day or there was no power, or like you went to the grocery store and they had like 2 rolls of toilet paper, a roll of paper towel, and like a bag of potatoes. That was the only thing in the grocery store that day. So you would have to like find shit when you were going to work and like or going to like buy groceries.
Yeah.
They'd be like, you'd be lucky to have like a couple cans of beans. She's like, it was very depressing because yeah, they don't have shit there because it's ran by the government. So I was like, but she goes, but it was beautiful there.
Yeah.
So it's just funny to see that kind of stuff and be like, and I even watched a documentary. These people were like there and they went to a grocery store and they literally like the manager went over to the loudspeaker. We got 5 bags of rice, 20 bags of beans, 2 pork shoulders, and some bananas. First come, first serve.
Yeah.
And whoever got that shit first was the ones making dinner that night. And then like coffee houses would put like closed for the day, no hot water.
Yeah.
Other ones would be like restaurants be like closed, no gas. So they can't run their stoves. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this and I'm like,
Yeah.
and like these dumb libtards are like, communism, yeah. I was like, that's what you want?
They want communism or socialism.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
where you try to say everybody's free and everybody owns everything, yeah, it doesn't work that way.
No.
It just doesn't. That's just not how it exists. But I digress. You can talk about the debacle, which is our current president.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes.
What's there to say that's not already out there?
Well, the fact that he doesn't know
Who is vice president?
who's vice president, who was president of Ukraine,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that whole speech was it? It wasn't a State of the Union thing. It was just like a press conference, right?
I think so. I don't know,
Yeah.
dude. I watched part of it and I was so just like, ugh. I just couldn't.
I'm surprised he even went back to correct himself about Trump, the Vice President Trump.
Dude, I was,
That's where I was like, wait a minute. Does that mean if Trump doesn't win the presidency, he'd still be vice president? Vice president elect? I don't know. It was just wild, dude. The guy's not there. There's chatter that he's got a earpiece and they tell him what to say. Even
yeah.
throughout the debate. Which I don't understand why they did the whole debate behind closed doors. Like, oh, it's only going to be CNN there. And Trump's like still annihilated. He fucking crushed.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, 'cause it's like, I would rather have people distracting the opponent. You know, especially if you're organizing, that means you get your people in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but strategies, I guess. You know,
I don't know.
I'm surprised because at first people were like, "Why is Trump agreeing to all his conditions?" And you can tell Trump's just like not afraid of him at all. Like, and I don't mean afraid like in the field, like, "Oh my god," no. He's just like, dude, you're fucking out, dude. Like, you're done.
Well, and that's the thing where he's like, all right, I'll agree to all these stipulations.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. And I'll just say whatever I need to say and make you look more like a fool.
My handicap's better.
Yeah, that whole fight was completely uncalled for.
That ran on for like what, 5 minutes?
Well, and the best part,
Fucking
dude, is when they
stupid.
started cutting their mics
Yeah.
when they were talking, and Biden would go on some rant. He's like, you know, and my dog was in the yard, and then it was like, oh, President, we need to cut you off. It's former President Trump, your turn.
Yeah.
Like the panel, the moderators were liberal on his side.
Yeah.
And they kept on fucking cutting him off because they're like, "Oh my god, you're doing it! You're fucking us up, dude. You need to stop."
Yeah.
Just, Trump, you can talk. You can talk now, Trump. Okay.
Yeah.
And even when they cut off Trump, he was even more like, "No, I don't care." Like he would just like scream so it'd be on the mic on Biden's mic.
Like even when you go back and listen to like Shane Gillis talk about the old Trump debates, that dude fucking murdered.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Rand Paul's wife looks like a dog or some shit, and he imitates him. Or he's talking about, is like, no, is it Rand Paul's ugly?
Yeah.
And everybody's just focused on that now. That shit's funny, dude. And then he's doing him on Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Have you seen Kill Tony?
He did like 2 hours, didn't he?
I think they did.
The last thing he did 2 hours, and he dressed like him.
Yeah, and they had the other guy that was dressed like Biden.
Yeah.
And he was like, he had the fucking look. And he had to put sunglasses on. Oh my god. It was so fucking funny, dude. Mm. Let me tell you about this waitress. She's been a waitress. And I've been here, and she was a waitress. And he just goes on about stupid shit like that. He talks about like how to act or how to do the Trump impersonation. It's pretty funny. He's like, you just got to get his cadence down. You got to state the obvious. I was in a room, and the room was big. And I was there in the room. It's just like stating shit over and over again. And it's fucking true. You go back and listen to it, and it's true.
Yeah, but he's more engaging.
I think he's more entertaining, too.
Yeah.
There's an entertainment part to it. Because he knows how to get under people's skin to a certain point to throw them off.
Yeah.
Like, gets them on the back foot. But, you know. But then again, the dude does know how to run a business, even though he fucking went bankrupt.
But yeah, he went bankrupt, but then what happened? He came back and he blew up again.
These them does.
The only people who are truly successful are the ones who fail, dude.
Yes, because you're not starting from zero, you're starting from experience.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when it's like, when people talk about that, it's like, yeah, he went bankrupt because he learned from his mistakes and he was able to correct them and he had the experience to keep going.
So now Joe Biden's bankrupting the country.
Yeah.
Trump's going to be like, I'm going to learn from that shit.
He didn't need to learn from that, dude. We were on the right track.
More or less.
I mean, we could have had 4 more years of positivity, and then he could have gave the reins over to somebody else. You know, but it's.
Oh, before we change subjects into the comedic part towards the end,
which is all going to be really up to you as far as the background of that.
Well,
I'm just gonna what grinds my gears.
It's just like little chit chat anyway. But when you were talking at the beginning about the Secret Service debacle, RFK dude, and do you want to talk about that?
He's the only presidential candidate to ever be denied Secret Service detail.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go out and hire Gavin DeBecker private security.
Yeah.
And Gavin DeBecker, I think, is from Chicago. Mm. And the main office is out in Los Angeles. And they have like a private security, like boot camp type thing out there. It's actually pretty neat. Mm. I actually applied for them years ago to work for them. But the logistics just didn't work out at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had to go and hire private security because he was the only person who ran for president that was denied president or Secret Service detail. And 4 years ago, there was one, I forgot her name. She got 1% of like the primary vote, and she had fucking Secret Service detail. And it was just a big thing. Like, wait a minute, how come you won't give this guy Secret Service detail?
Because he can.
And well, and that's the thing where I was listening to, what's the guy's name? Is it Burt Weinstein? I can't think of the guy's name. I listened to a podcast with him.
I gotta pee. Tell about it.
And he was talking about how, well, this is a good thing for me to talk to you about it. But
talk about it. I'm listening.
Well,
I'm just gonna go pee real quick.
Yeah, whatever. So the part of it was where he was talking about who should be running for president and who should actually win the election. And I'm pretty sure his name was Burt Weinstein. Was talking about how he was a lifelong Democrat and how he needs to, in order for this country to become right again, they need to get rid of Biden. They need to let Kamala Harris become president and then impeach her because she is completely incompetent of being president, and then have the election and have RFK Jr. be president because he is the one person who would literally die for what he believes in. And when he brought up, he's willing to die for his truth and honesty because his whole family did it their whole lives. His dad got killed and his uncle got killed for what they believed in. And that's when it's like RFK would be the best person for it because he would die for what he believes in. And he even said it too. RFK even said, he goes, I'll die for what I believe in.
I forgot who said it. But somebody did say something like that, like you would die for your kids. I know I would.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, that's what the president needs to be. Like, if you get elected president, you're pretty much daddy to the country.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be willing to die for your people, for what you believe in and all that stuff. So something like RFK saying that kind of fucking lands,
Oh, yeah.
But then again, he's running independent.
Well, and that's the problem, is the Democratic Party is so lost because they can't have a
like
moderate
a snowflake in the wind.
Well, they can't have a moderate liberal. Like, you can't have a moderate person in the Democratic Party who's like, hey, you know what? I see what the Republicans are saying. And I agree with some of it. But I believe in this too. They don't want that. The people who are in charge of the Democratic Party want you to be, no.
You're either way over here or way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, they pushed Kennedy out and they pushed Tulsi Gabbard out. Because Tulsi Gabbard was like, she was the same way where she's like, yeah, I believe in this, but I also, I feel like, hey, what they're saying makes sense. And she got pushed out.
So, what we were talking about before we started the episode, what I was telling you, what do you think about what I said about having to be enlisted or having served in order to have your name thrown in the hat?
Well, I believe that if military service as a mandatory...
You want to tell about what I said before?
So you were saying that in order to be president, that there should be a mandatory military service involved as a prerequisite to being president.
Why?
Because you understand what the military is going through.
You got to know what you're sending.
But the thing is that there's more to being president than just the military.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
So I'm
feel
not
like saying it because
but I'm saying now you're bringing in a mindset that is different from somebody who is a business person.
Well, that's why I said it was a double.
No, but I want, hang on.
Yeah.
So you have the military background. Okay, cool. So if you're a career military person, you spent your whole life in the military, and you're in this structure, you're in this, that, and the other, but you have no idea of how to run a business. You are not going to be successful as a president.
That's why Tulsi was great.
Well, yeah.
She has a military background. She has the know-how. She's been in politics.
Well, but and that's but her thing, and I'm only saying this because of how they pushed her out. She was in the wrong party.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I'm not trying to like she thought she was a Democrat. She was a conservative Democrat, which in their eyes makes her a Republican.
Right.
So they blacklisted her. Just like RFK was a moderate Democrat. Oh, you're not a Democrat.
You're not way to the
You're not like us. So no, you can't be a Democrat.
Yeah.
And then they gave him tons of restrictions on where he can campaign and when he can campaign. And if he tried to campaign in Iowa at a certain time, they were going to disqualify him and take him off the ballot because they're like Iowa has to go to Biden.
Well, look at all the shit that they did to Trump too.
Yeah,
In what was it, Utah?
everywhere.
It was out west. I remember. I think it was it Utah? Where they're like he can't. They like took his name off the ballots.
Oh,
it was out west. I can't remember which.
But I mean, so that's where that part of you need to have.
We got our 10-minute window.
You need to have a certain knowledge. I would rather have a businessman who is not a politician be president.
Would you think Elon Musk would be a good president? Let's say he did want to be.
I don't know.
He's a businessman.
Yeah,
He's
I just
probably the smartest dude on the
yeah,
planet.
and that's where I think is his downfall, is how intelligent he is. I think his intelligence would blind his logic.
His ambition for
No, I'm not saying his ambition. I just think that his intelligence would overshadow his logic, and he would think he's too smart instead of thinking about basic things. But I mean, I don't know. I would have to see. That's a person that you would have to sit down with and ask, like hypothetical questions. Like, all right, look, I know you have no ambition of being president, but if you wanted to, what would your ideas be? What would your policies be? What is something that you would want to have as your footprint as president of the United States? I feel like those kind of questions need to be asked in order to get kind of a grip on what the overall perspective of things would be. Because, you have guys like, what's his name? Bezos. Bezos could never be, I would never want Bezos to be president.
No, dude's greedy.
And then, what's his name?
Where's he from?
Microsoft.
Bill Gates?
Yes, I would never want him to be president either.
No, he would buy up all the fucking farmland.
Exactly. Because there's a hidden agenda for that. So that's, and because I mean he also has those like specific like bugs that he put in to kill certain crops that he's testing to see how it works. But like you need to really sit down with these businessmen and be like, all right, what is your overall agenda? What's your goal? Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
What about Steve Jobs if he was still alive?
No.
Fuck no. That dude was the biggest piece of shit on the planet, I think, before that. And that movie did him no service.
No.
And I love Bill Burr's fucking speech about like, why doesn't he bring out all the nerds to the Nerd Fest? His choir of fucking nerds behind him. He's like, he just comes out with his jeans and no belt and his sneakers and what is it? Eating some pretentious fruit like a pear. And I'm paraphrasing here. I'm not. It's not.
You're paraphrasing a pear.
Paraphrasing, because it's not how he said it, but it was on Conan. It was hilarious, dude.
Yeah, dude. I just.
All right, so
I don't think politicians should be president. That's my thing.
Politicians should not be in politics.
No, politicians should be your governors, your congressmen, your state representatives. But at the overall end of it, there needs to be somebody with a business mindset to run the country. Because the country is a huge business.
All right, so speaking of business, because we're running out of time.
Okay.
Guess who's in the works for getting her reality TV show or some shit like that?
Who's that?
You know who?
No, who?
Tula.
Oh, Jesus.
Surprise, surprise, she made it through. We got 5 minutes to talk about why she grinds her gears.
That's 4.5 minutes too long, dude.
Okay.
The fact that that is what becomes famous is another reason why this country is destined to fail.
True.
There is plenty more talented people out there who have better skills, better etiquette, better everything, better ideas than her.
Well,
And because she's simply talking about hawk-toing on a dick
here's the
is
thing.
what gets her famous. It just shows.
But is it really her fault though?
No, it's not her
She
fault.
was interviewed.
No,
by
no,
that
no.
guy.
It's not her fault. But it's the decline of society, of what we think is what is worthy to be famous.
Okay, but there's the Kardashians, and they've been on the air for like 10 years.
Yeah, but all right. But aside from their business side of it,
Which came after.
no. But I'm saying, but they have the business side of it. They have Kim Kardashian has Skims. The one Kardashian has something else.
Porn videos.
No. They don't. Not just that. They have businesses, dude. The Jenners. The Jenners
Yes.
have all those lines of
Which
make.
came after.
But
the
I
fame.
want you. But what I'm
Which
saying.
came after the
but
fame of
is that-
being useless.
But they used that to create something.
So what's to tell you that Hailey Welch is not going to do something like that and be like, yeah, you know, I got famous because I talked about sucking dick.
I don't see.
And
I feel like they already had an establishment because of their dad.
yeah, and he's nowhere in the picture.
Well, because he's dead.
Yeah.
The one dad's dead. The other dad is a woman.
Is he though?
Well, the Kardashian is dead, and the Jenner is now a woman.
No, I'm saying that is he a woman though?
He got his dick cut off, so he's in.
So if you get
Whatever.
your dick cut off, would
I
you
don't-
be a woman?
Well, he considers himself a woman. Okay, I'm gonna say that.
Woman of the year.
All right, but the thing is, it's like, but with them, all right, I do give the Jenners more credit.
I give them 0.
No, I give them more credit because
Here, I'm not drinking soda.
I had one.
Yeah, but I got more.
Right.
Yeah,
But
put the-
when I remember the 2 episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that I watched with my fiance, when they were talking about
not boo on your fiance, boo on
Yeah,
the Kardashians.
I know, but
Boo.
there was an interview when it was still Bruce. It wasn't Caitlyn. It was Bruce.
Olympic winner, Bruce?
Yes, he was talking about how he made sure that the Jenner girls, when they grew up, that they got a job, they did this, they did that, and they didn't get spoon fed everything, and they had to earn a lot. So I give them credit because they created their companies and they made that money themselves, dude. Like, yeah, they might have had a little bit of connections because of the shows, but
Yeah.
but dude, they worked their asses off, and it showed. Like, they show them in the shows working their asses off, and I'm not going
Right,
to take
but
it.
what's-
I'm not going to take it away
okay.
from them
So
because like they were able to establish businesses. I don't like them at all. I despise the Kardashians and the Jenners, but I cannot deny that they all have fucking strong work ethics.
you know how
to
Kim
make-
Kardashian started?
Well, yeah, Ray J, or whatever his name is. What? She had the video with him.
Yeah, the hot tool with the
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Gaka
But
3000.
the thing is that they have put in the work with all those other things. She made dude. Skims are the fucking things are creating for the Olympics. Like, that's her company. Like, that's a big deal, dude. And she got that not only because of the social media and everything else,
because she took some dick
yeah, but she also put in that
on
work.
video.
She put in that work to make that company something.
I
And
don't
then
think
the
it was
Jenner,
her idea though.
the Jenner, it's her company.
I don't think it was her idea though.
You don't know that.
I very highly doubt it.
All right, so then, all right, we'll skip over that part. But like the Jenner girls making their products and everything else and
They're
doing
not
all.
Kardashians then.
Well, they're Jenners. They live in the same house. They
They're not
grew up in the same
Kardashians.
house as them. Okay, but they still fall under that umbrella.
See, if they made a show Keeping Up with the Jenners, that's a different story. I might watch that.
They were on it. They were on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, see,
Look,
I don't know. I'm anti
with them putting their so am I, but them putting their lives out on social media, can't stand it. But I will not take away the amount of work that they put in for those companies to make them what they are.
Jenners.
The Kardashians did too, dude. Okay, I'm not a fan of them. I will not say that I'm a fan of them.
Why are you defending them?
I'm only defending the fact that they put in the work to make those companies successful.
So what's to tell you this chick is not going to do something like that?
I just don't see it.
She just, dude, she started off from a fucking street interview with like a influencer, blew up on TikTok. She got her, I don't know if it's 15 minutes. And I'm not defending her because it's pretty dumb, but she had that charisma, let's say. I don't know if charisma is the right word, but she made it funny. Because I don't know if you've seen other parts of the interview. It's not just a hot tour. There's other, like, shit.
Yeah, it made her sound like a whore.
It's still funny.
And not to me. I thought it was disgusting when I was listening to it. I'm like, yeah, she's gross.
Yeah. Kim Kardashian is gross.
Well, yes. I'm not denying that.
She's famous. And she got invited to the Tom Brady roast for, like, no fucking reason.
She dated Tom Brady.
Dated, passed.
Yeah.
Why would she be there? Giselle wasn't there.
Well, because they're going through a divorce, dude. It's bad.
So what?
Yeah, she gave Tom Brady a and so she
Demi
was like,
Moore was at Bruce Willis's roast. Ah.
But they're cordial with each other. They're cordial with each other.
She wasn't with Ashton at the roast.
Because Ashton was at home with the kids.
With,
she told him to stay at home.
With like 20-some-year-old drummer, like,
Yeah.
hey, you can't watch this. They're talking about your dad.
Yeah. Hey, Ashton, stay at home. Why? You're not old enough to come to this.
Yeah. Old enough.
Anyway, I'm saying
she got her 15 minutes of fame.
Dude, all of them irritate me because they all got famous for the shallowest of reasons. Okay?
I couldn't agree more.
All of them got famous for the shallowest of reasons.
I'm just saying, if you said some outlandish shit on TikTok or Instagram, whatever, and you got your 15 minutes, I'd be like, dude, take advantage of it. Because the way the world works is, me personally, let's say if I had my 15 minutes of fame, I'd be like, I'm gonna crank the shit out of this, and then I'm done. I'll coast. Because I'm not outlandish. Like, I would be like, oh, I'm going to fucking, like, if I won the lottery, I'm going to buy a multi-million-dollar house. Fuck that.
Mm-mm.
I'd be like, I'm going to live the simple life. I'll go out to the fucking woods. Buy me a cabin. Get my own Wi-Fi antenna.
No, it would be a barnuminium.
There you go.
Yeah.
Barnuminium. That's a good way to end it.
Yep.
The dream. Is Bart still a barnuminium where we're going? Huh? It's a house, right? And it's got a barn?
It's a barnuminium.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, it looks like a barnuminium, but I don't know. The dream.
Yes.
Yes.
It'll be a glimpse into what a barnuminium lifestyle.
Get us some daiquiri blood, man.
So that'll be coming up in a couple weeks, dude.
Yeah. It's like 3 weeks away, 4 weeks.
I think 4.
No,
it's 4. It's 4. It's 4.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It is 4.
Yeah.
Because it's a week that I'm supposed to have the boys. So yeah, it's 4 weeks from now.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be good to be off those days. Yeah, disconnect.
Yep.
I might bring some reading material. I think I can get some reading in. I know there's gonna be other activities.
No, there's not gonna be no reading.
I enjoy reading.
No reading.
I'm talking about like when I'm going to bed.
No. There's gonna be no reading. There's gonna be no reading because
we hardly touch that Tres Generaciones, dude.
I know. We should bring that with us.
Yeah, we could do that.
Hey, do you want to do an episode down there?
Yeah. With the boys?
Yeah. We could do a group episode?
Yeah.
Because we could just record on our phones.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I'm down for that.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That sounds like a fucking cool episode. We just gotta like lay some ground rules.
No.
There's no. We have to be like no talking over each other. Like, hey, let's do who's got who's got the gavel kind of deal.
Yeah.
Well, get your point out. Let's talk, and if somebody's got counter, But that sounds good. We'll talk about it after.
All right, sounds good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hailey Welch to all your success and Trump.
Yep. And I'm not a hot tua. I'm more of a kind of guy.
You're the Gaka double whammy 3000.
That's way better than spitting on it. Cheers.
Salud.
Good night, everybody.